If the Washington Nationals want to be for real about this rebuild and give guys opportunities, then the opportunities have to start with Robert Hassell III. What are we doing?
You are Locked On Nationals, your daily Washington Nationals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, we are part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every single day. And later on in today's program, we will have a discussion of Game 2 of this Nationals Royal Series. So stay tuned to hear a preview of that. And second segment, I'm excited about this one. MLB.com has updated the Nationals' top prospects, including number 1 overall pick, Eli Willits. Where does he rank amongst some of the top prospects in all of baseball? I'll tell you all about that in the second segment of today's program. But I'm sick and I'm tired of the Washington Nationals not prioritizing the future. And it starts with Robert Hassell III. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel, and football season is around the corner. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your future bets now. So I remember I was old enough to remember this. Just last week, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to rant about the Nationals anymore. It's pointless. But here I am today. In last night's contest, we witnessed for what is the second straight day, I believe, of Robert Hassell III riding the bench. Wrong. Robert Hassell III is and could be a big part of this future. You need to stop sitting this guy on the bench today. Stop with this. You are giving all the opportunities away for Robert Hassell III to not only prove that he is a part of this future, number one, but number two, to try to improve moving forward for this team. 2025 is not about wins and losses. It's not. It is about figuring out what you have within the confines of your clubhouse. And the Washington Nationals simply do not understand that at this point in time. Mike DeBartolo a few weeks ago, I was giving him a ton of credit for this. He said that, listen, obviously I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically said that we're going to have to figure out what we have amongst the core here. We're going to have to figure out what some of these younger guys can do for this team moving forward. And that was music to my ears. I don't know whose decision it is to have Robert Hassell III called up, yet sit the bench a couple days in a row, because I have the numbers here over the last few days. And honestly, it's just annoying to see that, again, for what is the third straight day, he is out of this Nationals lineup. What are we doing? He has not gotten an at-bat since August 8th. And yes, that was 3 days of no at-bats, including yesterday's game. This is just something that should not be happening for a rebuilding team. If you are serious about prioritizing the future, then this is what should happen. You should go down that roster, that 26-man roster. You should say, this guy deserves more opportunities. This guy's a veteran, will not be here in the future. Let's kick him to the side real quick. And you should do that for all 26 of every single man on this roster. When you go by Robert Hassell III's name, how do you say, this guy's not going to play every single day? What are we doing? And if you want to play this matchup game, so be it, I guess. But then again, you kind of put your foot in your mouth by saying that the Nationals are going to be prioritizing the future and we're going to be seeing what we have within this clubhouse. Wrong. We know what we have with Jacob Young. Jacob Young is an elite defender, one of the best defensive center fielders in all of baseball. He is a great defender. With that said, he also is one of the worst offensive center fielders in all of baseball, if not the worst one. He has a 555 OPS in 91 games and in 259 at-bats. He is batting .224, a .292 OBP, unacceptable numbers offensively at this point. I understand that Jacob Young has been successful at times for the Nationals, but we also understand that his peak offensive ceiling is not really here. And it's honestly not even close. In fact, he has probably regressed in that category over the years. You have to figure out and prioritize Robert Hassell III moving forward. If I go another day seeing Robert Hassell III riding the bench in that fourth outfield spot, I might lose my mind. Because it's not about whether the Nationals think that he's a fourth outfielder. It's the fact that he is not getting any reps. And if he is not getting any reps up in the major league level, what are we doing? He should not be in the major leagues if he is not going to be in this lineup every single day. Because as of right now, and again, I don't want to pin Jacob Young and Robert Hassell against each other. Each are special players within their own rights. Jacob Young is a special defender, and Robert Hassell III is a plus defender, but also has the opportunity to be a plus offensive bat in center field. I need to see him in the lineup every single day if he is going to be on this major league roster. I have such a big gripe with the Nationals right now with this, because him not getting any at-bats since August 8th against San Francisco, and it's August 12th, and yesterday was August 11th, obviously, but still, you understand the point. It's ridiculous. Robert Hassell III should be in the lineup every single day if he is going to be a major league talent here. He is not going to get better riding the bench. He is not going to get better by getting mental reps in the clubhouse. That is not going to be a thing here. He is still young. He has a pretty promising future. He's still only 23 years old, turns 24 in just a few days from now. But if you are really serious about trying to figure out what this Nationals team has in their clubhouse, you would be giving these younger guys opportunities. And the fact of the matter is this: wasting his time on the bench is a waste of time for the Nationals, a waste of time for Robert Hassell III, and honestly, a waste of time for the fan base. We want to see what we have here. And you finally have this opportunity where, listen, this team blows. You have a month and a half to figure out what you have and what you don't have. We already know what we have with Jacob Young. His ceiling is a great defender, but likely going to be a fourth outfielder for this team, and really any team out there. But Robert Hassell III has that higher ceiling. He has the potential to be not only a great defender, but a really premier offensive piece with this team. And we have seen some really good moments from Robert Hassell III since being called back up from the minor leagues, because I don't know if people are too aware of it, but he was crushing the baseball after making some tweaks in his game, and he looked the part. And ever since getting called back up into the major leagues, he has done really well. He has 24 hits over the last, course of the season. I mean, he has been a really impressive feat for the Nationals so far. I'm just so tired of the Nationals not prioritizing the future at this point. Get this guy the at-bats that he needs. And it's not even just about him. It's also about some of the younger guys down in the minor leagues. Yohandy Morales at this point. Why is he not batting every single day? Why is he not in the major league lineup? And why is Nathaniel Lowe? When are we going to prioritize the future? And by the way, I now have the numbers pulled up here, but Robert Hassell III, since being called back up to the majors, is batting .389, a .421 OBP, and an 1199 OPS, with a .778 slug. He's got a home run, and he's got 4 doubles of his 7 hits in only 18 at-bats. Why is he not in this lineup every single day? And I know that you're playing this matchup game. You might be able to make the case that you're giving him a better chance to succeed, but give him opportunities going up against left-handed pitching. Give him opportunities going against right-handed pitching. Just give him opportunities to succeed. I want to rip my hair out at times watching this team, because guys like Hassell should not be on the bench. He should not be riding the bench on a bad ball club. This is not a thing, and this should never be a thing within good organizations. And while this may be an overblown thing for Nationals fans out there, it's certainly not for me. And with where the Nationals stand right now, again, a bad ball club, you should be giving your guys opportunities to succeed. You have done it with the bullpen. It's time to do it with Robert Hassell III and see what this kid can do. No more riding him on the bench. Play him now. It makes no sense to me. Thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. So yes, after going on that little tangent there, the Nationals do have some good news, and it has to do with the MLB draft. Let's talk about the updated MLB.com prospects for the Washington Nationals. But before that, I got to send you guys a little bit of a message after this. And yes, if you're running a business, you know that every missed call is money left on the table. Think about the last time that you had a service emergency like a burst pipe. And if the first plumber didn't answer, did you wait? Nope. You called the next one. That's why having a reliable business line is so important. And that's why you need OpenPhone. And OpenPhone is the #1 business phone system that helps you streamline and scale customer communication, all from an app on your phone or computer. And did you juggle 2 phones, try to keep your business and personal calls separate? Well, OpenPhone solved that instantly, and the AI agent handles after-hour calls, so answers common questions and captures leads, so I can never miss a customer again. So I want you guys to have the convenience of OpenPhone. And yes, OpenPhone is offering Locked On Nationals listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnMLB. That's OpenPhone.com/LockedOnMLB. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge. OpenPhone, no missed calls, no missed customers. Now, let me tell you about our friends at FanDuel. And yes, August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, are ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. Maybe your hunch is that you think Jaden Daniels wins the MVP, or maybe the Commanders even win the Super Bowl. Not only can you bet on those separately, but you can bet on them in a parlay and just ride out the 2025 season. We are so close to watching Jaden Daniels and this Commanders team embark on a new chapter here in DC. And if you do that, you visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your future bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. Again, visit FanDuel.com to learn more. And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And yes, if you haven't done so already, look up Locked On Nationals wherever you get your pods, whether it be on Apple, Spotify, and of course the video version over on YouTube. Again, just look up Locked On Nationals. So MLB.com has re-ranked the Nationals' top prospects, and I was interested to see where Eli Willits ranked, and honestly, a little bit higher than I thought he would be. The Nationals' #1 overall pick in this last year's draft is ranked as the number 18 prospect in all of baseball. And listen, he's actually 1 slot behind Ethan Holiday, who went obviously later on in the draft the 4th pick to the Colorado Rockies. But this is a good spot for the Nationals to be in. And honestly, right now, adding that another blue chip kind of prospect is a big deal for me. Adding a talent like Eli Willits and kind of going back to the draft, which was nearly a month ago at this point, like the Nationals did well in this situation. I thought that when you selected Eli Willits, I thought it was a really smart analytical pick. And I had a lot of faith in this regime kind of doing what was right for this team. When you fired Mike Rizzo just a week before the MLB draft, it was pretty surprising, number one. But number two, it kind of gave me hope for what the future holds. And I think Eli Willits, it's a lot of pressure being the number one overall pick, but he has the makeup to be a very legit baseball player right now. And seeing him as the number 18 prospect in all of baseball just kind of, I feel like, solidifies that for me. Having a 60 grade hit tool, I think, is a big deal for Willits and kind of the talent, what we should expect here in DC, hopefully in the next few seasons. He is going to be a safe prospect, a really good premier shortstop defensively, number one, but also number two, having that hit tool. And I also believe with his 6'1" frame, he's going to have the ability to really kind of tap into some power as he matures and grows and gets stronger. This is going to be a very interesting kind of prospect for the Nationals because in years past, you look at Eli Willits and you kind of think to yourself, this is an unfinished product. Kind of similar to what Seaver King was for the Nationals last year when they selected him 10th overall out of Wake Forest. I thought the same thing, but I feel way different about this pick. I think that number one, his age kind of plays with him and honestly kind of gives him a lot more of a ceiling there for the Nationals because he still has room to grow. He could definitely grow into some power. And of course, he is the son of an associate head coach from the University of Oklahoma. Like, I'll take that makeup any single day. So the fact we see him as that number 18 slot for the Nationals, that's a big deal for me. It just feels good seeing, again, top prospects with the Washington Nationals being respected in all of baseball. And again, filling in that top 20 sheet because as of right now, you got Eli Willits, your number 18 guy. And then as you kind of move down the list, Travis Sakura dropped to the number 46 prospect. But the Nationals are in a good place, in my opinion. Of course, Sakura had to drop, not because of his result. It's because of, we all know what happened. He's getting Tommy John surgery, and we wish him the best. But I feel good about this Nationals 2025 draft class, and it's not even just Eli Willits. While Harleen Susanna, Travis Sakura, and Eli Willits are your only three Nationals inside that top 100 MLB prospects, the other day, Alex Clemmie just got the bump up to AA Harrisburg, and he's not in the 2025 draft class, but he's, again, a very young guy. He just turned 20 years old, and the numbers that he has put up in single high A for Wilmington are absurd. In 19 starts, he has a 2.47 ERA, 87 to third innings pitch, 113 strikeouts, a 1.33 whip. He's really kind of cut down on his walks over the past couple of starts here, and you're starting to see him really rise within this national system. But a guy that we have yet to really kind of dive in on is actually the Nationals' third-round pick, who was another high school arm, Landon Harmon. Landon Harmon is probably one of the most intriguing prospects in this year's draft class. He definitely could have been a first-round pick. He signed for above slot at $2.5 million, similar to what Travis Sakura did a few years back, again, out of the third round in a high school class. This guy is, number one, it's going to take some time for him to really climb the ranks here in DC. But as an 18-year-old who's going to be turning 19 this September, I would expect to see him start the season next year in Freddie, and I would expect for him to be one of the top guys in that rotation. He'll probably stay there all the way through the summer, and hopefully he can really kind of just excel as a prospect because right now this Nationals draft class is looking the part to be a really, really special class. And yes, I know it's really easy to say that, but if you look up and down the Nationals top 30, this draft class has a ton of young talent in which, again, we have always talked about the waves of talent and guys that we want to see come in the building. The Nationals have not done that for years. We have not had like these waves of talent. We've always taken the splash pick with our first pick and kind of just wasted a lot of our signing bonus. And then you get leftover scraps of college bats, of college outfielders, college shortstops that are, good players, but overall don't really have that much of a ceiling. But if you look inside this top 10, top 20 of Nats prospects, obviously you've got Eli Willits, the number one overall guy for this team. And then you have Landon Harmon, that number 6, this third round pick, the high schooler we were just talking about. And then the 9th overall guy is the Nationals' 5th round pick, Coy James, who, again, another high school guy that the Nationals kind of swooped away from. I believe he was going to be going to Mississippi, but I could be wrong on that at this point in time. But you have got these young, incredible, high ceiling kind of guys in the system now. This draft class, I think, will kind of pave the way for hopefully what is the new future of the Nationals, and hopefully what is a new and better farm system and a way to develop these guys. Because right now, this National system does look a lot better on paper, but we have said that for years now. Again, the National system compared to what it was in 2022, it looks a lot better, but it should be better. But let's see if they can actually start developing these guys and really kind of hone in on the craft of developing, because right now, that's where the Nationals need the most help. And honestly, hopefully they can get things turned around because they need it to happen. Thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. So next, let's talk about this. The Nationals and the Royals get going later on today, but also I want to talk about Cade Cavalli's start last night. And I will tell you all about that after this. Today's episode is brought to you by Gameday Hue, and also this hat that I am wearing. For Nationals fans like me, this one hits the mark. And Gameday Hue makes clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college fan base, and it's all about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day, on the course, or anywhere in between. And I love rocking this hat when I'm on the golf course. Again, someone even mentioned it the other day. They're like, that's a Nationals color scheme hat. And I'm like, I know, it's from my friends at GamedayHue.com. So when I wear my game day hat, I love it because, again, I get to rep my Nationals. I get to go to a Nationals park and everyone knows that this is a Nationals hat without even having the gear because, again, I've got the color scheme right here, and also it fits well. And it's not just hats. You can check out the split shade gloves for on the golf course, or the perfect gift for a fan who has everything. So right now you can get 15% off with code MLB15 at GamedayHue.com. That's GamedayHue.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals. So now is the time to load up. Let your colors talk, because colors speak louder than words. That's GamedayHue.com. Code MLB15. And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And yes, again, we are brought to you today and every day by the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every single day. And yes, before we jump into tonight's preview, the Nationals did lose last night 4-7, but I want to talk about Cade Cavalli real quick. He went 5 innings pitched yesterday, 4 earned runs, 3 walks to 3 strikeouts. He did have that big home run that he gave up against Salvador Perez. So that's kind of one of his welcome to the bigs moment. We're going up against one of the best catchers of this generation. And that's just, that's a tough matchup for anyone out there. But I thought Cade Cavalli, again, looked really good. He really held his own in yesterday's game. And he didn't have the strikeout numbers. He did walk a couple of guys. Wasn't the most erratic, but again, finished at 88 pitches yesterday. Got through the 5th inning. And I thought it was a solid overall performance for Cavalli, who at one point in time, like that 6th inning, got a little bit out of hand for the Nationals in more ways than one. Jackson Rutledge came in, didn't really look the part, but Cade Cavalli, while the numbers may not be jarring and may not be where he was in his first start this season, I still think Cavalli really looked good, and it's honestly a really promising start for what is only his 2nd start in the bigs this season and his 3rd start overall. So I felt really good about where Cavalli is right now, and honestly, I think the Nationals should as well. Having a 3.86 ERA between his first 2 starts, making it into the 6th inning of yesterday's game, obviously couldn't finish it, but I really liked what I see. Again, the fastball, it's really relevant there. His curveball looks really good. You understand why this guy belongs in the majors, and I think it all makes sense for where this team is. And also, Clayton Beeter looked really good in relief as well. I thought he was someone who again at this deadline was a really good trade for Ahmed Rosario. And I'd watch out for him moving forward because the Nationals are going to give him plenty of opportunities to succeed. And by the way, they should. But speaking of opportunities to succeed, the Nationals have a game tonight. And yes, 7:40 first pitch in Kansas City. And this will be a fun one because it's Michael Wacha, the ageless wonder, who pitched one time for the St. Louis Cardinals, who is a big-time prospect for them back in the day. And obviously, you also have Mitchell Parker, who has been on the struggle bus as of lately. Over his last 7 starts for Mitchell Parker, he has a 7.43 ERA, 55 hits allowed in 36 and a third innings pitched, only 22 strikeouts, a 1.87 whip over his last 7 starts. It has not been pretty for Mitchell Parker. And he's coming off a decent performance against the Athletics. 5 innings pitched, only 4 earned runs. He did allow that big home run, but the long ball has killed him. He's had 3 home runs over his last 2 starts given up. And kind of with this Royals offense, they can kind of surprise you at times. It's not the most loaded offense in baseball by any means, but still, these guys are really good. They come to the park. And again, as we spoke about yesterday, this is a team that is ready to win now. And they need to kind of start winning some games to get back in the playoff race because they're still in the thick of it, only a couple games behind in that 3rd wild card spot. So watch out for the Royals tonight. Michael Wacha, always a tough pitching matchup for the Nationals. So this will be an interesting one to say the least. So thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen. Enjoy tonight's game. Enjoy some Nationals baseball. And Miguel Cairo, Mike DeBartolo, if you are listening, you better play Robert Hassell III tonight. I do not want to lose my voice in tomorrow's show. So I will catch you guys on the flip side. Have a good one. Go Nats.